Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with the Dual Threat Podcast. Championship Sunday is in the books. I'm here with my good friend, Guru Griff. Griff, how's it going, my man?
It's going good, Caden. Championship Sunday is over. We're on 2 weeks to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
2 weeks to the Super Bowl. Great games. We have some things coming at you. We were talking about the divisional games. We're going to be talking about the Pro Bowl. We're going to talk about some coaches' hires. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a great one. Two good games, I would say. I think maybe there was some inklings like this Patriots-Broncos game wouldn't be that good. Definitely the Seahawks game, we knew that was going to be the one that saved the weekend. But I think both were pretty good. We saw some good weather that gave some nostalgia to that entire AFC Championship mix. Griff, I thought the Broncos were going to get it done. It looked like after that strike down the field, the Mims, it looked good for the Broncos. I picked the Broncos. I was feeling really good. I know the Patriots fans are probably doing their dance on me right now because I've gone against them every single round so far. What'd you see here in the AFC Championship?
I saw a coach of 235 years in this league be an absolute bumbling fool.
Yep.
You have got to kick the field goal. You've heard it time and time again. It's 7-0. You have a good drive. It's halfway through the second quarter. You have the ball on the Patriots 20-yard line, 4th and 1, and you go for it. Instead, you got to kick the field goal, Sean Payton. You're too good of a coach to make that big mistake because before that, the defense was playing phenomenal, Caden. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, don't get me wrong. Going in at halftime, maybe if you're down 21-0, that field goal is not going to do anything. You got to go for the 4th down. But to be up 7-0 at that point and kick the field goal to go up 2 possessions, not one, Caden, 2 possessions you would have went up by, and your defense in the entire scheme of it, they gave up 3 points, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Technically, they gave up 10, but I mean, Stidham made dumb decision by Stidham, man.
Yeah, that was
Stidham,
bad.
what are you? Take the sacks.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, take the sacks. Herbinator, take the sacks. You know what I mean? You're gifting, not gifting the Patriots the wins, but I mean, you are killing your team, Stidham. You just can't make that mistake. And then the Patriots got the ball on the 10-yard line. Broncos defense, I can't fault you for that, letting up a touchdown. But then after that, they only gave up 3 points. They only gave up 3 points. Oh my gosh, the Broncos were right there. Then the weather came in. Caden, I've been saying this in a couple videos. I'm not a weather guy.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge snow and rain because the AFC Championship game, you could sit there and say it was dependent on the snow. You know what I mean? If the snow wasn't there, would the Broncos and Jarrett Stidham have been able to do something? I have no idea. Oh, the Broncos, you just let it slip through your fingers. That's not knocking the Patriots. The Patriots, say whatever you want. The defense has been phenomenal. The best defense in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Take all the defense in the playoffs. Say whatever you want about them. The defense for the Patriots is special. Now, Drake May, a lot of people are roasting, he didn't throw a lot of yards. He didn't win the game on his legs, but he made plays with his legs. And that's what you got to do sometimes as a quarterback.
Yeah.
If you can't throw the ball, use your legs. The defense for the Broncos stepped up. The Patriots for the Broncos stepped up. I think coaching lost the Denver Broncos this game. Now, would the Broncos beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl? Probably not. But I think coaching was a huge factor, and Sean Payton pooped his pants on national television.
Yeah, I think you echoed the exact sentiments that I had watching the game. I felt that the Broncos had all of the momentum up 7-0. Stidham throws that amazing pass to Mims, gets it to Sutton. They have all the momentum in the world. They're playing at home. You're feeling really good. The defense is getting after Drake May. New England couldn't string together anything offensively. They get the ball back, put together a great drive. They get all the way inside of the red zone. It's a 4th and 1. I think the difference between 10-0 and 14-0, it's not that big of a difference if you are New England, in my opinion, where it's like, hey, you're still down 2 scores, and I think that can still get to you psychologically. But being only up 7-0, anything can happen. A dumb turnover like we saw with Stidham, a dumb pass, whatever. Fluky things can happen in a 1-score game that can come back to bite you. Will Lutz misses a field goal, gets another one blocked. Weird things happen. You get a weird weather game in the second half out of nowhere. It's like great passing conditions, nice day, and then a blizzard comes out of nowhere. And like weird things like that happen. It came back to bite the Broncos in the butt. I feel like we've seen this a few times so far in the playoffs, whether it was the Chargers against the Patriots, like you were mentioning, the Packers and the Bears. The Bears did a really bad job of taking points and playing the field position battle with Ben Johnson early on. I don't know why these coaches aren't just taking points. I feel like in the playoffs more than ever, points are at a premium, momentum's at a premium, and you need to capitalize on that whenever you can. And we just have not seen that much from these coaches. And you'd expect a guy like Sean Payton, who's been coaching for over 200 years, to have those kind of issues buttoned up. And for them to let that go through, it was a I would say a sell job. And I feel like I don't know how New England, it keeps happening for them. Like Josh Allen has had to go through these like all-time great quarterbacks, and he's had to go through Mahomes and Burrow and stuff. And Drake May just gets to like wake up in the morning, like, you know, yawn and stretch his arms, and he's in the Super Bowl. And it's like generational meltdowns is what we've seen from these other quarterbacks. Stroud, 4 turnovers. Justin Herbert can't throw the ball down the field. And then you get obviously Bo Nix that gets hurt. Jared Stidham comes in. I can't believe the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. It
is insane to even think that out loud. These other teams, they've never been to the Super Bowl, and the Patriots take a 6-year hiatus from Tom Brady. And I mean, even in that like 6-year window, I think Mac and Cheese took them to the playoffs one time. They lost to the Bills, I believe.
Yep.
But I mean, my goodness, the Patriots are back in the game. Another part of the game I want to talk about is when the defense for the Broncos. I feel so bad for them because they did enough to win the game. They should have. They definitely did enough to win that game. They stop the Patriots. This is about 6 minutes left in the fourth. They stop the Patriots, Steve. They punt. The Broncos get the ball on the 33-yard line. 6 minutes left. Okay, and I'm saying this game's over.
Yeah.
I'm saying all the momentum is on with Denver. Denver is going to get a good drive here, maybe 3-minute touchdown drive. That game is over. No way the Patriots are going to respond with another touchdown after that because that's what they would have to get. And then the Broncos, dumb play calling. I thought the Broncos, you know what I mean? Dumb play calling. First play, loss of 3 yards with the most vanilla run of all time.
It felt like they were doing that every single time in the second half.
And I'm just like, you got to mix it up, Broncos. 2nd and 13. They run a screen pass for no yards.
That was their script every single drive in the second half.
Every single drive.
Vanilla run, screen pass that like Stidham was like just throwing 100 miles an hour into the dirt every single time.
And then on the third down, Stidham did get some yards with his legs. But at that point, they were just like content with kicking the field goal. And I'm like, in this bad weather, it's still a 50-plus yard field goal. That's a difficult field goal. And I know the ball got tipped, but I thought Sean Payton got out-coached. Don't know how the Patriots keep on doing this, but
I don't either.
All we could say, all 2 weeks you're going to lead up to this to be like, oh, the Patriots are frauds, the Patriots are this, Patriots that. Patriots are 4 quarters away from hosting that Lombardi.
Yeah.
And at that point, it doesn't matter if Sam Darnold goes out there and throws 5 interceptions and then we sit there and say like, oh, the Patriots were gifted a Super Bowl. No, the Patriots damn near took that. At that point. I mean, if they beat the Seattle Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
They are one of the best teams in the NFL. Say whatever you want about Sam Darnold. But no, the New England Patriots are back in the bowl. Drake May, 2nd year, 23 years old?
23.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and that's what's wild. I think everybody's been focusing on how easy the schedule is for New England all year long. It's like easiest schedule since like 1999 or something. 3 bad playoff games from the other side. And you're like, okay, you know, the quarterback's generational sell jobs. All of a sudden they're in the Super Bowl. It's like, holy moly.
They're there.
We're what, 20 weeks into the season? We've got 1 left to go, and the Patriots are one of the final 2 teams left in it. I think this is such a weird year because you look back at the AFC. Like, I never could have imagined an AFC with Josh Allen, Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Like, I would say the 4 best quarterbacks in the NFL. I could never have imagined a Super Bowl where neither one of those, you didn't have to go through any of those guys. Drake May didn't have to go through one of those guys. And I'm like, how the heck did that even happen? Now, I will say, as much as everybody's been critical of Drake May, Twitter was hilarious last night, by the way. It was like you either had the Patriots fans going wild defending Drake May, like, oh, look at the great defenses that he went up against, or you had like the other 90% of people like Drake May just has to just pull up his pants and he's all the way in the Super Bowl. And I think that's like the funniest part about looking at that. But I will say, for Drake May, this has been like a year where it's been his first ever playoff run. He's only 23 years old, and everybody's critical and hyper fixated on the mistakes that he's made. And I think that's fair to a certain degree because he played at an MVP level in the regular season. Griff, the way I'm looking at it, I'm like, hey, a lot of great quarterbacks have not been great early on in their career in the playoffs, specifically in their first ever playoff run. Like, I was looking back at it, Josh Allen, if you remember that game against the Texans where he's throwing that pass behind him, like, and you know, he's catching a touchdown, which is absolutely hilarious. But he didn't have a great first postseason run. Lamar Jackson, the first 3 years that he was in the playoffs, did not have good playoff runs. One of the years he won the league MVP. We've seen, I mean, Justin Herbert still can't figure out how to do it in the playoffs. And so it's like, I will say, with everything considered, Drake May deserves a little bit of like, hey, you're still getting it done in the playoffs. And I know that yesterday wasn't statistically this amazing game. He didn't turn the football over. And sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes. Like CJ Stroud, if he didn't turn the football over, even 2 less times, they probably win that game. But so for Drake May to have 6 fumbles coming into that game, the 2 interceptions, and to really be in a position where it's going to get loud. You're going on the road for the first time, and he's still figuring out a way to make plays. I was ultimately impressed. I thought he did a really good job with his legs, specifically on that final play of the game. There were some big thirds downs that he used his legs to pick up, got the rushing touchdown. Like, I thought Drake May played not half bad yesterday. I don't know what your thoughts were on that.
No,
I
agree. He didn't play half bad, and it sucks because as a quarterback, if you don't throw for 300, 3 touchdowns, you're a bum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In today's world, if you don't throw for 300 and 3 touchdowns, you're a bum. He had to make the plays when he had to make the plays, and he made the plays with his legs. And let's just say in a fantasy world, he beats the Seattle Seahawks. I don't think it would be Chargers top 5 defense.
Yep.
Texans best defense, Broncos top 3 defense, and Seattle top 3 defense.
Yeah.
Like that Patriots team.
4 to top 5.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go through the best defenses of all. Best defenses of all. They're 1 win away.
Yeah,
they're 1 win away.
Let's talk about the Broncos real quick here before we transition into the NFC Championship. I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter where it's like, good luck Broncos next year. We've seen all the stuff like when you have all those 1-score wins, it typically tends to bite you in the the next year. I'm curious what your thoughts are on the Broncos for next season. I was really excited about Bo Nix's year 2 performance overall. I know they did have a lot. I think it was 12 1-score wins. They had a lot of those games where it was like, nail biters. Shouldn't have been in some close games against some bad teams. But I think if Bo Nix plays, I think the AFC Championship is a different story. But also if my aunt had stones, she'd be my uncle. So, we can play the hypothetical game all day long. Patriots played who's in front of them, not taking anything away from them. I know New England fans are going to be salty that I brought that up. But I think this was a great year for Denver. You won the division. You got the 1 seed. Bo Nix is a guy. He's awesome. I believe they're not going to have to be in cap hell next year because finally Russell Wilson's contract is going to be off the books.
They have money to spend.
They have money to spend. I believe their picks are also recuperated after trading for Sean Payton. Maybe the same thing was true this year, but I believe that they're fully good now. Like, I think everything's kind of good for them now, and you still get 3 years of Bo Nix in this rookie contract. You still have got a lot of time. You can pay a lot of other players. I think they're going to be just fine.
I 100% agree. I think they're going to be right back. I think they win the division next year. I know it's easier to say of me, but with Patrick Mahomes and his knee injury, don't know what it's going to be. I have no faith in the Chargers. I have no faith in the Raiders. I think the Denver Broncos with Bo Nix coming back, he's just going to start playing better. And with more money to spend on his offense, he can get an offensive weapon. Mm-hmm. The offensive line is already good. You know what I mean? Maybe they get an offensive weapon in a slot receiver. Maybe they get a running back. And all of their best defenders are on the payroll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Surtain is on the payroll. Benito is on the payroll. All the best guys on defense are on the payroll. So the Denver Broncos, I know this wasn't the ending that you wanted, but your future looks super bright. Absolutely super bright over there. I think you're almost right back. Like, to me, I would say divisional round minimum next year, barring an injury. Don't get me wrong. Bo Nix goes out. It is what it is. All their defense players go out. It is what it is. But if they return to fold, I think they win the division, and divisional round is the minimum that they get to. Yeah. They can get right back to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. And I think a big storyline for them this offseason as well is, like, hopefully they don't lose Vance Joseph. He was really a big integral part of this defense. They were one of the best units in football, to your point. Maybe second or third best. I think Houston was the above and beyond best defense in football, but I think you can kind of flip a coin per se in terms of who the second best defense was between Seattle and between Denver. Denver was special all year long. Hopefully they don't lose Vance Joseph. You don't have any faith in the Chargers with McDaniel. I'm excited about that hire. Man.
No, I am excited about the hire, but I have no faith in the Chargers. I have to see it to believe it. The Herbinator has stinked in the playoffs multiple times. Yeah. It's one of those things. I'll see it when I believe it, or I'll believe it when I see it. You know what I mean? Like, if they go out there, dominate, and start winning some playoff games, because and the Chargers, it has sucked for them because they have been injured riddled. Yeah. Absolutely injured riddled for multiple years. But to me, the Chargers, I just have to see it to believe it.
I'm in agreement with you. I don't think you can, like, come into next year, even if the Chargers win the division. I don't know how you come into next year. It's very reminiscent of the Boston Celtics when they would, like, get super deep into the playoffs every single year but would never win the championship. You were always like, okay, I want to see what they do in the playoffs before I actually believe that they can go do it. I feel like the same is true for the Chargers right now. It's like, you can have all this regular season success. You can get to the playoffs. You can have the flashy offense with McDaniel, because that's probably what it's going to look like. I'm hoping they go get another receiver for Herbert, because I think I still think they're lacking that true number one wide receiver on the outside. And Johnston did have a good year, really solved those drop problems for the most part. McConkey's obviously awesome. They need another guy, in my opinion. But, like, until we witness them do it, in the playoffs, I think everyone's going to have question marks about it. But I am very excited about the McDaniel hire. Mahomes should be good to go for week 1. Let's see what the Raiders do. They're going to get Fernando Mendoza, most likely, who they still have not solved their head coaching spot. So the AFC West, it's not going to be easy next year. It's going to be arguably the toughest division in football coming into next season, and they're going to have that first place schedule. So it's not going to be easy for Denver. Let's jump into the NFC Championship here. LA, they just shot themselves in the foot. This game was so winnable. There were so many different sequences. I go back to it really started in the second quarter when they were up 3 points. They get the ball with about a minute and change. First play, run the ball for about 5 yards, 2 incompletions. They have to punt it back to Seattle.
Before halftime.
Yep. Seattle scores. LA all of a sudden's down 4. You're like, well, man, we wanted to go up about 6 points, maybe 10 points if you go get a touchdown with how dynamic their offense is.
They had the ball for a long. They had a lot of time on the clock,
and they had put together some successful drives in that first half already. So they kind of shoot themselves in the foot with that sequence to end the first half. Then they did a great job of stopping Seattle's offense, who's really successful in that first half. They get that stop right in the third quarter, punt it to the Rams. Right off the dude's face mask, whatever, fumbles it. Seattle scores the very next play. They're down 11. Then you have that just brutal drive in the fourth quarter. Rams get it to the 6-yard line. 3 straight plays of a nothing burger. 3 sequences that really defined the game. They only lost by 4 points. They should have won this game, Griff.
It was a tough one. I will give credit. Sam Darnold played his ass off.
Yes, he did.
Sam Darnold and that offense played absolutely lights out. The defense disappointed me for the Seattle Seahawks. They did. And I kind of look like pseudo future, like if that defense doesn't play well against Drake May can cook. You know what I mean? But we'll talk about this game. Sam Darnold, all the credit. All the credit. Rams, just a guy who lives in Arizona. We're two guys living in Arizona. You might want to guard JSN. I know that's breaking news. I know that's breaking news in the big year 2026. He's wide open. He is wide open all the time.
Yeah.
And I would have put 4 dudes on him.
I would too.
Make Cooper Kupp beat you.
Yeah.
Make some of these other guys beat you. But Sam Darnold with his arm was special. Now, early on in this game, the Rams, they kicked field goals. They needed touchdowns.
Yeah.
Their first 2 drives, they kicked those field goals. They needed touchdowns there. You need touchdowns.
And they missed that face mask on Stafford that would have given them first and goal. That was egregious.
Yep, I saw that one. And then there was that weird flow where, like you said, the Rams right before halftime, they took the lead. What was it, 10-7, right?
They were up 13-10.
They were up 13-10. They got the ball. I was like, okay, the Seahawks are going to get the ball, but they're going to get the ball down 6 because the Rams are minimum going to go down and get a field goal here. And they don't. And then they give the Seattle Seahawks the ball back. JSN hits that 40-yard ball down the middle. And I'm just like, are you going to guard? Wide open. Are you going to guard the man? And then they doubled up on that touchdown. And then they scored.
I think that touchdown was also to JSN.
It was to JSN.
The corner, he comes out of the backfield. I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? Like, I don't, to your point, I don't understand how the heck JSN seems to be wide open every single play.
And I would put 4 dudes on him. Yeah. I would put 4 dudes on him. And then that number 19, don't even know his name, the punt returner.
Smith or something.
That was so dumb. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You're falling down.
He already fumbled one of the ones earlier too.
Did he?
He had one that he bobbled around. It hit the ground and he was able to pick it up. And then he fumbled. And it was a lot worse. The second one was so much worse because it was almost like a Shaq than a fool where he just fell backwards,
just stumbling, bumbling,
and he's trying to catch it. It's like, dude, let it go. Like, okay, if you fall down and it bounces behind you and hits you in the helmet, that's just terrible luck. But the fact that you're trying to catch it while you're falling, it was on the ground. Egregious.
No, it was absolutely, like you said, egregious. I mean, Seattle scores on the next play. The Rams answer. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they did.
The Rams answer. And then Woolen with that personal
hilarious sequence,
taunting. I'll tell you right now, people are like, oh, the league is soft. That ref, I'll tell you right now, I know the NFL. You know what I mean? I've been a ref for about 45 years in the NFL. That's my side job. That ref told him 50 times before he threw the flag, stop yapping.
Yeah.
He told him 50 times.
And he kept getting closer to the sideline.
And he kept getting closer. And I'll tell you now, that was the 51st one. And I guarantee you he told him 50 times, stop yapping or you're going to get a flag. And then he probably hard warned him like, dude, if you don't knock it off, you're going to get a flag. And Woolen said, I'm going to do whatever I want. Yeah. And he got the flag, and it almost cost him because the Rams scored the next play. The Rams scored on the scored on the next play. And like you said about that driving all the way down to the what was it, the 16-yard line or 10-yard line? Yeah. It was 4th down, and they just couldn't get the job done.
Well, Griff, not only that, after Reek Woolen had the taunting, they threw at him the next play. It was like an all-time generationally bad sequence. Puka with the crazy touchdown. He's like pointing out. He's like, yeah, you talking all that trash.
And then they're fighting on the sideline.
And then they're fighting on the sideline. Generationally bad.
That is never a good look.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Seattle Seahawks, if you told me who was going to win you the game, I would have thought that the Seattle Seahawks defense was before the game. But Sam Darnold, he deserves all the credit in the world. He almost outplayed Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford played good, don't get me wrong. But I mean, Matthew Stafford can only do what he can do.
Yeah.
He can't do everything. The defense of the Rams absolutely stunk.
Yeah,
absolutely stunk. Great game there. Seattle Seahawks, they're headed to the Super Bowl. The Rams, good season, but you go back and you look at like little things. Like you can't lose to Seattle up by
16 in the fourth.
Yeah, 16 in the fourth. That's why you lost it. You can't
lose to the
Atlanta.
Eagles when you're,
You can't lose to Atlanta. You can't lose to the Eagles early. You can't lose to the Panthers early. You win those games, you get the bye. You're playing at home, and you're going to beat Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like
can't
that.
Can't lose to Mac Jones.
Yes, you can't. You can't lose to Mac Jones. It's a game of inches, and the Rams will go back and look at those games and be like, we should have won the Super Bowl, to be honest.
I agree. And I feel like I watched them all year long and felt like this was the best team in football. You had your quarterback that's going to win the MVP. You had Puka Nacua, who had an unbelievable season. I mean, I feel like at the same token, we hype up JSN, and it's deservedly so. He's so special. I mean, Puka Nacua, you just throw it up to him. It's like 3 flags up. If you got 10 guys down there, Puka will find a way to come down with the football. He's so spectacular. Devontae had a great game. Like, they had everything going. I thought they were running the football at a high level again. Like Seattle, their defense has been really good all season long, but in the last 2 games, LA's really figured out a way to expose that defense. And I will say, Seattle, they really did a good job of buckling down deep in the red zone. They were on the 6-yard line. They had 3 plays to get it into the end zone, down 4 points, couldn't get it done, and you felt like that was the dagger. Also, I felt like I don't know if you felt the same thing. Watching this game, I thought the Rams did such a good job of getting Seattle to 3rd down, and Seattle would convert every single time. I can't even tell you how many 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s, 3rd and 10s, the huge 3rd and 8 to Cooper Kupp. Like, it felt like there were a million of them, and Sam Darnold was absolute nails. He deserves all the credit in the world, because as much as he's been bad-mouthed throughout the first 7 years of his career, 8 years of his career, he deserves all the credit in the world right now. And I can't say that I'm happier for a person more than him, because I truly am so ecstatic for him. This is what makes sports so awesome. Like the underdog story, a guy that is kicked to the curb by the New York Jets. He doesn't really find much success in Carolina. He has a good season with Minnesota, but the last 2 games leave a lot of question marks. Then he goes and really resurrects his career in Seattle. He puts all the pieces together. And man, I look at the Seattle team. They're young. They're feisty. McDonald's going to be around for 50 years. Like, I don't know who stops them in the next few years, man. Like, this could, and I know it's so easy to say this, and right now, and the NFC's really good, and the division's unbelievable, but like, man, this is going to be a team you're going to have to go through for a while.
No, Seattle, their future looks so bright after last year having Geno Smith, and they were like, oh, maybe we're right there. They
still won 10 games.
That's what I'm saying. Like last year with Geno Smith, they were like, man, we're right there. We just got to get over that hump.
Yeah.
And they've gotten over it. You know what I mean? Now, technically, they got one more win away to get over it. But even if they don't win, I still think, like you said, for the next 3 or 4 seasons, they're going to be there. I mean, JSN, he's what, 2nd year?
I want to say 3rd.
Okay, 3rd year right there. So, I mean, he's still on
he's in the 3rd year.
He's still going to be on his rookie deal. But, I mean, hey, once that Super Bowl gets won, people like to get paid. You know what I mean? People definitely like to get paid, and well-deserving. Patriots win this week, or in 2 weeks. This dude's going to get paid $80 million, Drake May. Yeah. $80 million. Who?
You know he's going to get a big payday, Kenneth Walker. He's up for an extension, man. He's been playing some really good football. There are about 5 times where the linebackers got him in the hole, and Kenneth Walker just comes up with the most shifty escape telephone booth move. Like he was unreal last night, and even in the divisional round too, he had 3 touchdowns. Really did a good job of stepping up without Charbonnet. It's gonna be fun to watch the Seattle team. I expect LA to be back. The report came out before the game yesterday that Matthew Stafford, everybody in his circle expects him to be back next season. He's going to win the MVP this year. I think we can all agree. You're still going to have Puka. You're still going to have Devontae. Everybody's still pretty young on that defense. The one thing you got to do is draft corners. Draft corners and draft safeties.
They have 2 picks in the first round.
Yes, they do. Draft corners, draft safeties. I don't care how it looks. You've got maybe a year or two. Do we want to say next year, is Stafford's last year? I feel like with the longevity of the quarterback position and with how good Stafford looks, I feel like the guy could play for another 3 years. Now, he has 4 daughters. I don't know if he's going to want to play for 3 more years. I feel like the guy could keep going. I'm watching Rodgers at 42.
I feel like he can play for longer, but at what point does it get to the point where like, okay, we're going to start losing some guys. Devontae Adams is going to go. Puka Nacua is going to have to sign that big deal.
If he wants to take a team-friendly deal, though.
I agree, dude. We can get in a whole other podcast.
Rodgers is only getting like $20 million.
Dude, if I was Josh Allen, I would literally take half my pay cut.
That's what Brady used to do.
If I was Patrick Mahomes, I would take half my pay cut and be like, dude, listen, I want to win these games. And I'm not saying that quarterbacks, I'm demanding that they do, but
get your money.
Get your money. But no, Matthew Stafford, I think they're going to go all in next year. I think they're going to go all in. They have the 2 first-round picks next year. They're going to draft some defensive guys. They're going to sign some guys, and I think they're all going to be built into that year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Matthew Stafford. This is it. This is our last run because, like I said, after that, I think Puka gets signed. You know what I mean? Rams, don't F around and do what the Packers did and draft Matthew Stafford's backup in the first round. Do not do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some guys in the 7th round, and you like them, you know, maybe take a gamble on them or something like that. But I mean, those first 2 picks, defense. The next pick, defense. The one after that, throw in an offensive lineman right there. They should nowhere near be getting a quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know how expensive he is.
He can't be much.
Yeah, he's a solid backup. I mean, I think the Rams will be back next year. But I mean, next year, the NFC's tough. You know what I mean? The NFC's tough.
And also, they were fortunate to have Stafford healthy.
Yeah,
Matthew Stafford has a big story coming into this year.
Stafford's healthy. The Bears are getting better. The Eagles are going to be better. Just all these teams are going to be.
Niners are going to be healthier.
Yep, they're going to be healthier. So it's twofold. It's like they're going to be good next year, but also it's like you got to capitalize on the opportunities you have this year because you don't know what's going to happen next year.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua can tear his ACL. I mean, knock on wood. But I mean, any of those things can happen. Rams, tough season, but Seahawks, you got the job done.
Yes, they did. And Puka's such a physical player that, you know, you hope a guy like that never gets injured. And obviously Devontae gets another year older. He had that injury this year. And you hope that Stafford can put all the pieces together again. But yeah, I think with a guy like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and even Phillip Rivers coming back, like I think with Stafford has had some of the most ridiculous throws this year. He's going to be one of the oldest MVPs ever.
How old is he? 39? 38?
I think he's 37 right now.
Okay.
I want to say he turns, I'm going to do a quick little fact check here. I want to say he turns 38 pretty recently. He is 37 right now. He turns 38 February 7th. So happy almost birthday to you, Mr. Stafford. 38 years old. I feel like he can play another 2 or 3 great years of football.
I agree. It just depends on the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just depends on the money. It depends on who he has because he's not going to come back if Puka's gone and Devontae Adams is gone. He's not going to be like, I'm going to rebuild with these nobodies.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our breakdown. We've hit a pretty good threshold here, almost 30 minutes. I think we should talk about some coaching stuff for our Super Bowl preview. We want to have some meat and potatoes for you guys in that episode as well. But we hope you guys enjoyed our Conference Championship Sunday breakdown. Griff, thank you so much for joining us, man. This was a great one.
It's a great time right now.
Yes, sir. All right, we will see you guys for Super Bowl Sunday.